Greetings, everybody. It's Jesse here, and just wanted to come at you with my thoughts on the prediction that was made, not by me. I want to clarify, I did not make it, and I was even contemplating on bringing it out because of the track record of Trail 03. Okay, I'm not knocking anybody, and I'm not knocking the guy. All right, I'm not attacking him. And I said in the last video that take this with a grain of salt, okay? Now with this whole 188-day cycle, on another video, I stated that this is not a scientifically proven thing. Nor, I mean, you got to ask yourself, does it really matter? I mean, does it really matter if there's a 188-day earthquake cycle? Is it Bible prophecy? You know, I mean, you just got to ask yourself these things. You know, and people run with this. And, I mean, regardless if it held or not held, I haven't really been following it too much, alright? Because I think it's irrelevant. I don't think it matters. Okay? I just thought it was interesting that around that time frame, there happened to be a 6+ earthquake around that time frame. But see, the thing is, that 188-day cycle thing really started to take root when Elenin was making its pass around the Earth, and at the same time, you had guys like Trail 03 saying it was a brown dwarf star and everything like that, and it was going to be the end of the world and all this kind of stuff. I bought into it. A lot of people bought into it. And it's the same thing with this 188-day cycle. You know, and this is really where it came from, in my opinion. You know, it had a lot of comparisons with Elenin. You know, I mean, you might make the argument, oh, well, the planets were aligned up. Well, the planets were lined up with Elenin too. Okay, you know, so I mean, I think when it really comes down to it, when we have these huge eruptions from the sun, I think that might trigger some of these massive earthquakes. If you go to I forgot what it was, magnetosphere graph or something like that, or real-time magnetosphere. And if you go to March 9th, March 10th, there was a huge solar flare. And it really did a lot of damage to the magnetic shield. And then shortly after, you had that 9.0 in Japan. Okay, so, and then after this 9.0 earthquake, and I realized it was like after this 9.0 earthquake, and after the, you know, about maybe 3 or 4 months afterwards, this whole 188-day cycle came up. Okay, and I made mention with it in my videos, you know, the last two, because I thought it was interesting. I wasn't, you know, I'm not 100% behind it, because again, I really don't think it matters. I just thought it was interesting. I learned a lot with the whole Elenin thing. Okay, you know, allow me to read, you know, one scripture here. Okay, and it's Matthew 24, verse 7. Okay, all right. For nations shall rise against nation, and kingdoms against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences, and a 188-day earthquake cycle, with great earthquakes in diverse places. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry, it doesn't say that. Does it? I mean, does it say that? I mean, it doesn't say that in here. So, I mean, is it really Bible prophecy? I mean, does it say anywhere in the Bible that there's going to be a 188-day earthquake cycle for these earthquakes in diverse places? You know, I mean, I can look it up in a concordance. Maybe I might be able to find it in there. But no. See, it just says earthquakes in diverse places. In Luke 21, it says great earthquakes in diverse places. Makes no mention for a 188-day cycle. So, and you got these people on here hyping this thing up. I only made like maybe one video way back last year about it, and maybe in the last 2 videos I made mention about it. And the fact is, it's not a scientific fact, all right? And obviously, the whole prediction with that email that Terrell was sending out, that press release, again, was bunk. Okay? It was false. Now, I am by no means saying that anything, you know, I strongly feel, regardless because of one dream I had. Just one. Okay? And I'll go over it real quick here. Alright? When I was asleep, I pictured the map of the United States with Hawaii and Alaska. Okay? And I still, you know, I'm still seeking for an interpretation on this dream. Alright? It could mean 9.0 earthquakes or something else. Okay? And what happened was 3 9s appeared. 3 9s. Alright? The first number 9 appeared basically in the Mideast of the U.S., which is, you know, the New Madrid. Okay? There was a big old 9 that appeared, and it covered the vast majority of that area. Okay? And then another 9 appeared. And that covered the upper half of the western coast, the upper half of California, Washington, Seattle, California, Alaska, all of that. Okay. And then a second 9 appeared, and that was the southern half of the west coast, Baja California, the west coast of Mexico, all that right there. All right. These occurred simultaneously, and I am not saying that these are going to happen one after another on a rapid pace. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is what I saw. And what happened was, as soon as the third 9 appeared, the entire map went black. It just went black. Lights out. Okay? And that was the end of it. Now, does it mean a series of 3 9.0 earthquakes in the United States? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay? But again, the prediction that was sent from Terrell 03, who also was telling the people to drink borax. You know, I found this out the other day. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it sounds kind of bad. As a matter of fact, let me look it up real quick. Hold on a second. But, okay. See, the thing is, we can't rely on these man-made theories, and the 188-day cycle is just a theory, okay? That there's no 188-day cycle in Scripture, alright? It says plainly, earthquakes in diverse places. It says plainly in Luke 21, great earthquakes in diverse places. It does not say 188-day cycle and a great earthquake in a different place. Okay, I'm pretty sure if Yahweh wanted it in there, he would have put it in there. Does it make for interesting stories? Yes, they do. But you can easily be you can easily be led to believe in anything you want. And clearly this was the case. Just like the prediction of March 22nd at 12:58 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would have been 9:58 p.m. Western Time, which would have been the 21st still over there. They were supposed to have a 9.0 earthquake. The Earth was supposed to shift 5 inches off its axis and everything. Am I saying it's not going to happen? No, I'm not saying that. But again, I want to point this out. This guy has been, and this is where a lot of this was filtering, this March 22nd. This is the main thing where it was coming from. This guy has made stuff in the past. He has made predictions up in the past. And they obviously were false. Telling everybody to go up to the Ozarks and, do all this and do all that because El-Niño's coming. And it's the brown dwarf star. And it's going to create a whole bunch of havoc. And everything. And so now he's going around and he's saying nothing about Nibiru. He's saying nothing about Planet X. He's putting a code word in front of it, calling it huge mass object. Okay, so, and I'm not saying there isn't a Planet X. I'm not saying there is a Nibiru. I believe there is something out there, that could very well have something to do with our magnetic poles and everything and with the sun. It's possible. Can I say for sure? Guess what? I'm not an astronomer. I don't know. Alright? I'm just learning things about the sun. Because I was really paying attention to those X-class flares we were having. And thank you, Mr. Comet Watch, for showing me these things, with his website and the stuff he talks about. I do learn a lot from that. And, but Terrell, and I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm not saying he's evil or, but his predictions is nothing more than the same as along the lines of Harold Camping. Okay? I mean, they're out there. They're, they're, and they don't come to pass. Okay? But this is, what borax is. This is what he was telling people to drink. Also known as sodium borate, sodium tetraborate, and disodium tetraborate, is an important boron compound, a mineral, and a salt of boric acid. It is usually a white powder consisting of soft, colorless crystals that dissolves easily in water. Borax has a wide variety of uses. It is a component of many detergents. So, I mean, I guess you can drink some laundry detergent, that'll be alright. Cosmetics, and enamel glazes. It is also used to make buffer solutions in biochemistry as a fire retardant, as an antifungal compound for fiberglass, as a flux and metallurgy, neutron capture shields for radioactive source. Don't drink borax. Okay? I don't know where he came up with that. But don't drink borax. Or don't put borax in your water. Or whatever. But, again, folks, the 188 dice cycle, if you guys still want to pay attention to it, pay attention to it. Okay? But me, personally, I think it's irrelevant. And I really don't think it means anything. Number one, it's not in the scriptures. Okay? I think all the war talk and everything like that lines more up with scripture than the 188-day cycle. All you need to know is earthquakes in diverse places. There will be earthquakes in diverse places. And in Luke 21, there is great earthquakes in diverse places. Now you see the difference there. Great earthquakes in diverse places in Luke 21, and in Matthew 24, it's earthquakes in diverse places. Alright. Again, if I came off as being offensive, I apologize, but this was not a video to offend, because I was really watching it. I mean, I was really watching. I was up till like 1:30, 2 o'clock, constantly checking the earthquake data and see, I mean, every single minute, every 5 minutes I was checking it. Alright? Because I take predictions very seriously. I really do. And especially when there's dates added to it. Alright? And so be careful when these reports come out. I mean, take predictions with a grain of salt. Especially when it comes from somebody like him, like I told you in my last video. Alright? That was basically my little rant about the whole situation. But I'm not saying that nothing is going to happen. I do believe that something, somewhere, earthquake or whatever, somewhere along the line, the New Madrid is going to go, and the San Andreas is going to go. Do I know when? No, I don't. If possible, do I advise people to get away from the coast? Yes, I do. If possible. But seek God first on that. I mean, if you're hearing crickets in your prayers, then chances are He's got you where He wants you. And if He's giving you a stern warning to leave, then leave. Do what He says, He'll take care of you. That's what He says in His Word. Alright. The physical preparations, the bug out bags, I'm going to tell you something right now. Your physical preparedness is all fine and dandy. But if you're not spiritually prepared, if you're not covered under the shelter of your Father's wings, like it says in Psalms 91, which has got to become a lifestyle, not just pages you read in the book, but you have to apply it to your life. And if you're not in a spiritual mindset, and if you're not spiritually prepared, your physical preparedness with food, water, bug out bags, ammo, guns, gold, silver, any of that won't mean a lick. Gold and silver ain't going to mean a lick anyways. You're going to be throwing it into the streets. When the stuff really hits the fan, the main thing is going to be is for bartering is going to be food. All right. So I mean, again, stay vigilant. Be vigilant. Be careful of what you watch, especially on YouTube. Be careful of the propaganda. Be careful of the people making merchandise of you. By taking these theories and using them to promote something. And taking these theories as super duper fact. When in all reality, they're not. I mean, like I said, interesting, yes. It's been interesting, but I wipe my slate clean of it, and you probably won't hear another peep out of me with the whole 188-day cycle thing again. Okay? So this is probably around the third time I mentioned it. Third video I mentioned it. And that's it. And especially the believers out there, I mean, if you still want to go for that theory, go for it. But followers of Yeshua, Christians, believers, Bible believing believers, do yourselves a favor when it comes to these predictions. Stick to the book, and you'll realize it doesn't say 188-day cycle. Therefore, it's not Bible prophecy. Okay? Alright. Till next time, truth be told, truth be known, guys. Stay safe. Blessings.